Yeah. It's not real. I don't even want to go back home. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, as you can see by the title, I'll be doing a story time, a labor and delivery story time. So before I get into that though, I want to thank you all so much for the 100 subscribers. I'm so excited and I'm so happy. I wouldn't have been able to, accomplish that without you guys watching and subscribing and liking and commenting. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. It's only up from here, you know what I mean? And yeah, that was very much that. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Okay guys, so I remember I was 9 months pregnant already. I was still attending high school. I remember I was due May 24th, 2019, and I remember me crying because that same day, like, he did not come out. I was full term. I was 41 weeks already, and he wasn't coming out. And my birthday was right around the corner. My birthday is June 1st, so I was very, like, emotional because I didn't want him to come out on my birthday. Like, no shade to my son because I love my son to death, but it's just like I didn't really want him to come out on my birthday because I just felt like everything was just gonna be about him. And I'm still young, like I would still want to like celebrate my birthday, you know what I mean? Anyways, I remember me not really catching contractions. Like, they were really like low. They wasn't really like high pitched. So they had told me, like, if he wasn't to come out that same day, the 24th, that they would have to induce me the Friday which was the 31st. So and I couldn't pass that just because of the simple fact that during my pregnancy, when my baby boy was in my belly, they found out like that he had heart problems, but they didn't really know what it was, but they knew that he had heart problems, you know what I mean? So they was like that they was gonna induce me that Friday. I had to come in at 9 a.m. So before that Friday came or whatever, I was very anxious because I already wanted him to come out. I was patiently waiting. I was already getting tired of being pregnant. Like, you just feel very exhausted when you're pregnant. Like, all your energy is like gone. I swear to God, I was so lazy. Like, at first though, like when I was pregnant the whole time, I would always like get up and do stuff. Like, I would always go to school, walk a lot. I would clean my room, like deep clean it all the time. But like when it was coming to an end, I was already getting so tired and so lazy, and I just wanted him to come out already. I was just so like come on, like, when are you coming out? Just get out my belly. And so yeah, that happened or whatever. So fast forward, I remember that Friday came, and I remember me taking my last picture with my big old belly. I had tons of stretch marks. Like, I had so much stretch marks, it was crazy. So I remember me going in with blue leggings and a black tank top and my sneakers or whatever the case may be. And so when I went in, they had told me like, oh, what are you here for? I gave them the paper which shows my appointment. It shows the time I was supposed to come in. And they sent me like straight to a room. They gave me a room. They told me, oh, here, put this on. They gave me like the gown. And they had told me like, take off everything, put everything in a bag, in a clear plastic bag. And I did. So that's when I was laying in the bed, and they was like, putting something on my belly so they could hear the baby's heartbeat. And when I went in, when I was still laying down or whatever, they had told me that I was only 2 centimeters. So remember, you have to be at 10. I was only at 2, so I was nowhere near ready. So to make the process faster, I think they put it was like a balloon inside of my vajayjay so it could like open my cervix. And with that balloon inside me, they had me walking all around the hospital, literally, and I was struggling to walk because you can feel that. Like, that was very uncomfortable. So when they had put that there, I kept walking, and then that's when they had me lay down. They had me take a break. They put IV on me. They gave me fluids because you're not supposed to eat nothing at all. And basically that makes you like not hungry. But they was like that I could drink water, that I could eat ice, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I was doing. I was eating a lot of ice and I was drinking a lot of water. It was going by or whatever. My mom was there the whole time because she at first came in with me. And then later on that day, that's when my baby father came, my baby father's mom, his grandma, his sister too. Like, they was all there. And you know how they didn't even allow that many people, but they definitely sneaked in and they was there. And at this point, I was already like in the delivery room. So they had basically told me that I still wasn't even really dilated yet. Like, I think I was probably still at probably 3 or 4. I don't really remember. And hours was just going by. I was going by. I remember I was there since 9 a.m. So I was just like, damn, like, this boy needs to come out now. Like, what is going on? So then fast forward, I remember my sister came, my cousin came, and or whatever. I seen my sister, and then they had left. And then fast forward, I was still not even ready yet. Like, I was still in bed. And time was just ticking, time was going. I think I took like a couple naps during that moment. Like, I took a couple naps or whatever the case may be. And then fast forward, it was already about to be 7 o'clock or 8, I don't really know. And then they was like that I was already 5 centimeters, so it was good. It was like, you know, he was coming or whatever. But I still had to wait because I had to be at 10. So that happened. I had to pee. They would give me like a bowl, a gray bowl. I don't know what it was, but it was like a gray bowl to pee in or whatever. But I didn't want that gray bowl. Like, I did not want that. So eventually I felt like pressure. I felt very much a lot of pressure by, you know, my private area or whatever. So am I still there? Am I still dilating? What is going on or whatever? So then I had told them to, like, if they could check me again. They definitely did. They put their 2 fingers up mine and they checked to see how much dilated, but I wasn't really. I was still like probably 6 by this time. And yeah, fast forward, time was ticking. I was getting tired. I was getting mad tired, and I'm just like, you know, I'm still feeling pressure. Like, I gotta push. So, and the contractions, y'all, the contractions was insane. Them shits was killing me. Like, I felt it and I couldn't, because I don't, like, my pain tolerance is not that high. Like, I can't do pain. That shit hurts. So I was over here complaining, and I'm like, bro, it hurts. Like, it's crazy. It hurts. So that's when I asked for epidural. Epidural is when they basically put a needle on your back and you have to stay still, because if you don't, you can, God forbid, come out paralyzed. So they gave me the epidural. I stood straight. I don't know how I stood, like, you know, without moving anything. They gave it to me. I don't really feel it. And it was taking the pain away. Like, it actually helped me a lot, like, very much a lot. So I was okay for a while after the epidural, and then the pain just kept coming back, and the pain was just coming worse. It was worse. So I was just getting anxious. Like, I was just hurting. I was screaming. I was telling my mom. I was like, Mom, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. It hurts so bad. Like, the pain was just not tolerable, and you know, I can't deal with pain. So I'm over here yelling, screaming. I'm like, oh my God, get this baby out of me. I can't. Point, like, fast forward, it came to a point where there was like, you're there, like, he's coming. So I remember so many doctors was coming in the room, so many was just coming in the room, or whatever the case may be. And I remember my baby father was there too, so he was on one side, my mom and his mom was on the other, and they had told him, like, hold my legs. So he was holding my legs on one side, and then they was holding my leg on the other. So I was ready to push. He was coming. I was so excited but so scared at the same time, because I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now. So so I started pushing. Oh my God, that shit was terrible. I had to stop for a second, and then I still kept pushing. There was like, the head is there, like, they seen a bunch of hair, so there was like, he's full of hair. And I just kept pushing. And finally, he finally came out, and I just kept crying. I was just like, I burst out crying. I was just crying. And I heard my baby's first cry, which made me even cry even more. Like, I was so emotional, and I started crying so much. But the epidural was fading away, and he tore me. Like, he I don't know if it's tear, he teared me, whatever, however y'all say it, y'all don't come for me, but he did that or whatever. So they had to put stitches on me. So while they was putting the stitches, the epidural was fading away, like I said. So I was feeling the goddamn stitches, bro. I was feeling them stitching me. So I started crying even more, and I was telling them, like, yo, I feel it. Like, this is not okay. Like, why am I feeling this? So then that's when they added more epidural. So my legs started getting numbed again, or whatever the case may be. And then when I went to go carry my baby boy for the first time, like, I couldn't barely even carry him, because I was so weak. Like, I was just so, like, I felt drowsy as hell. And so he started crying, but they had to take him away from me, like, as soon as they can, because remember, like I said, he did have heart problems. So I'm just looking at him from the side while they finished, like, you know, stitching me up, and I was so amazed. Like, he came out, like I imagined, yeah. Because I remember me having a dream weeks before that he was gonna come out big, like a giant, light skin, full of hair, colored eyes, and everything. And he sort of like came out like that, no lie, he definitely did. And I was just so relieved. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, it's just amazing how you can experience that. And that moment was just so precious. Yeah, it was so precious. As they went to go take my baby boy to the NICU, they was trying to take my placenta out, yeah. So after pushing what I just pushed, I had to push again, yeah. And I had to push again. And this time it was pressing on my stomach so hard, because remember, the placenta is where the baby like stays for that many months, you know what I mean? So I had to push again, and I'm trying to push. It was not going nowhere, yeah. And I was in so much pain, like I was bleeding so much, like very much. So it got to a point where they was like, you know, we're just gonna have to put you to sleep and just try to take the placenta out because it's not coming out. So I'm just scared out of my life right now. I'm scared, like scared as hell. And I remember my baby father, he was shedding tears and everything. So I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is really happening to me. Like, I couldn't believe it. They told me that they was gonna take me to another room to, you know, take out the placenta, but they was gonna put me to sleep. So right after I just finished doing all that hard work, they had sent me to another room. I remember them telling me like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm okay. And then they was like, okay, so we're gonna put you to sleep in a few so we could take everything out. And I was like, okay. So they I remember I was seeing so much light. My legs was wide open, like I was seeing so much light. And I was getting scared because I was by myself at this point, because nobody was able to be with me. So I was very scared, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hope everything goes good. I'm fucking terrified right now. I was like so terrified. So right after that, they put me to sleep. All I remember last before I went to sleep was that little thing that they put on your face or whatever. So I remember them taking that, and they was like, okay, so you're gonna be going to sleep in a few seconds. And I'm like, okay. So then they put that. I was knocked out. Like, I was completely knocked out. So then fast forward, I finally woke up, and now I wake up in a whole different area. I wake up and I see so many beds all around me, and I'm the only one laying in one bed, and I seen my baby father sitting on the chair, knocked the hell out. And I'm just like, what the hell, what is going on? Like, and I only seen one nurse like downstairs with us, or whatever the case may be. And then fast forward, I felt very weak. I wanted to get up. I was so hungry. Like, it was just so many, you know. And I wanted to see my baby boy so bad. Like, I wanted to see him so bad. So right after that happened, I remember they took me upstairs to a recovery room, and I had to stay there a couple of days. I think it was like 2 days. And before I even like went to the recovery room, well, actually when I was in the recovery room, they had told me that they had to take my baby like to a whole different hospital, because they had a better doctor to take care of, you know, they had to take care of the operation that he had, because remember, he had heart surgery. So I'm like, okay, we could do that or whatever. So I remember his mom going with my baby boy over there to a different hospital, and I had to stay in the hospital. Yeah, I had to stay in the hospital till they discharged me, because I couldn't get discharged by myself since I was underage. So I'm just so anxious now. It's just me and my baby father in the room, and we're just sitting down playing with the with the bed, going up and down, you know, entertaining ourselves, because it was just very like boring in there. It was just so boring. I don't want to be in there. I wanted to see my baby boy. Like, I wanted to be with my son. So after that, they kept me there for a whole nother day, I believe it was. And then that's when I was good to go. I think my sister came to pick me up. And after she picked me up, I had went straight to like my son where he was at, which was downtown. He was in a hospital downtown or whatever. And I was able to see my son. I was so happy, because I was like, you know, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me. My baby boy is finally here. Like, I was so excited. And so I was still there or whatever. They had him in like so many machines. They had him in so many machines. But they had told me that they wasn't gonna do the surgery yet or whatever, so they was just gonna wait. So I was like, okay, fast forward, days go by and whatever. And I remember it was the 4th day. He was only 4 days old. Yeah, he was only 4 days old. And I remember they came up to us, like, it was all of us there, his family, my family, and they had told us like, okay, so we're gonna do this operation because my baby boy had heart problems. He had extra tissue, and he also had a vein that was blocking his blood flow. So they had told me like, if this operation goes good and everything goes fine, you know, like your baby boy will, you know, be healthy. But worst case scenario, he may, you know, he can die, you know what I mean? So our hearts it just shattered. Our hearts shattered. When I tell you, we was both crying. Like, me and my baby father was just crying and crying and crying and crying, because we don't want, like, he just came into the world. Like, what is going on? Y'all just gonna, like, take him away, like, just like that. Like, I was just so heartbroken. Like, we both were. Like, it was just a sad moment at that time. Like, it was so sad. But we was actually there for each other, you know what I mean? We was there. We was like, he's gonna make it, he's gonna be good, you know, he's gonna be healthy. Like, you can't think negative, because at this point, you know, it's only us right now and our baby boy, so we gotta be positive for him. So that happened, or whatever. He eventually had the surgery, and when he had the surgery, they had came and they had told us that everything went well, that now we're just praying for a speedy recovery, but everything went well. He's a strong baby. Like, they always said he was a strong baby boy. Like, he's just so fucking strong, and I was just so happy. Like, when they told us everything went good, my heart just came right back. I'm just like, thank God, yeah, thank God, because that was just a sad moment, you know. Nobody would want to go through that, you know what I mean? Like, right after you're giving birth, they're telling you that he may live and he may die. Like, that's just terrible news, you know what I mean? So gladly everything went well. My baby boy was, you know, he's beautiful. He was so beautiful. I'm glad that, you know, everything went well. I was just so happy that he was okay. And we definitely stood in that hospital for about 2 weeks before we was able to go home finally. So I remember us staying in the hospital, watching him. He was still in machines afterwards. He had a surgery from up here to down here to, like, his chest area. And gladly it was just good. Everything was just good. They stood there just to monitor him for a couple of days. And then I remember June 15, if I'm not mistaken, that's when we finally was able to go home and take my baby boy home. But thank you to that hospital, because if it wasn't for that hospital, yeah, God forbid, my son wouldn't be here right now. But they did their thing, because it was a very, 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 very good doctor that did the procedure on him, and he done it before. So, you know, we just had hope. We just prayed a lot for him to be good. And yeah, after he came home, that was the best thing ever. Like, I loved it. I loved being with my baby boy. I love carrying him. I love dressing him. I love showering him. Everything was just so precious. Like, my heart was just back to normal. I was so glad and so happy. Like, we both were, me and my baby father, was just so relieved and so happy, because we was like, you know, like, we waited this long. Like, it was just about that time, and we was able to sleep with him, lay with him, you know. It's just, that was just a precious moment. Yeah, it was just so beautiful, yeah, no lie. And I'm so glad that my baby boy is here, and I appreciate everybody who prayed for him, everybody who did, you know, who was there. It was just amazing, yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, that was very much sad. Anyways, yeah, that was the end of my labor and delivery video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you can get notified every time I post. This time, yeah, I am definitely reaching for 200 subscribers. Yeah, I had to come in clutch. Give me the 200. I deserve it, yeah. Like, I'm making content every week for y'all, every Tuesday at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, just gotta stay tuned, put an alarm, turn on the bell, do what y'all gotta do, yeah. Like, anyways, like I was saying, I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to do all of that. And yeah, that's about it. Without further ado, y'all, bye, peace.